Hi, this is Amanda Bucklaschuck, and I have the opportunity to join you today with Elizabeth McQuade. I am so excited and honored to be with her today and to share with you a little bit more about her and her gift and her ability that she has to share with the world. And this woman is absolutely remarkable. She has changed my life and helped pull me through situations and moments where I really felt defeated. I felt frustrated and sometimes didn't see that future view of where I was going or that optimism, like it's okay, things are going to be okay. And so, Elizabeth, I would love for you to have the opportunity to take a minute or a bunch of minutes and share with us, what is it that you do and what does a session look like with you?
Oh, thanks so much, Amanda. Thanks for the, the lovely intro. So what I do is I call it holistic energy medicine and intuitive messages. But basically what it is I tune into a person and I'm not just looking at, say, how their body's functioning, but we're also looking at what's going on in their emotional field, their mental field, and also energetically or spiritually. And then also, and this is the part where sometimes people are like, oh, that's very fascinating. I'm working with that person's energetic team. So by energetic team, because some people are like, what's an energetic team? And by energetic team, I mean source energy, God, goddess, whatever you want to call that, your higher self, your angels, spirit guides, your helpful ancestors, and also, the earth energy, how you connect and work with the energy of the earth, because we have bodies and they come from the earth. Sometimes we forget that as people busy running around. So when I say holistic, I really do mean holistic. We're looking at kind of all of what makes you, you. And we're working with your team in conjunction with your team so that, things that basically sometimes I just ask, I sit there and ask, well, what does this person need? And then I get shown images or I get feelings and sensations. Sometimes it can be words. Sometimes it all happens very quickly too. So oftentimes I find when I'm working with people's energetic teams, the information can come quite quickly. So what I do is I mainly work at the moment over Skype or phone. And again, we can be doing some sort of energy work and people can feel changes because energy isn't, it's not limited by space or time. So for instance, like say if you've thought of someone and all of a sudden they give you a call on the phone, well, you just picked up on that person's energy and they might have been halfway around the world. How did you do that? Well, everything's connected and, we all have intuition. But mainly I think why people would come for a session and why they do come for sessions is because sometimes they feel like they're stuck or they're blocked and they can't kind of work through it on their own. And whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally. So basically what I do is I just kind of ask and also look and see how things are going. So I'm quite sensitive to what other people are feeling and what's going on in their body. And I have been since a little kid, which is sometimes an awesome thing and sometimes not. But now that I'm older, I'm kind of better at, I don't really get as much info unless I ask for that info, which is nice. So looking at that person, we'll get info, and sometimes it's a matter of just kind of asking that energy, well, what are you doing there? What's going on? And sometimes it's an emotion of fear. Sometimes it's other people's energy trying, to get you to do stuff. It could be, honestly, when people say, well, what's a typical session look like? And I'm like, well, there's a certain outline or structure that I use, but within that, it's really very dependent on what that individual is going through. So you could have 10 different people and 10 totally different sessions. But generally how I start off a session is we have a little quick chat on the phone or Skype, saying what's going on, how you feeling, anything you are wanting to particularly look at physically, mentally, or emotionally, or going on in your life or your business. And then we do a quick guided meditation just to help the person get nice into a really nice relaxed state where they're actually more able to feel the shifts that are occurring during the session. and then we just kind of go from there. And I really enjoy the sessions because they just flow really beautifully. And people, they're free to, I would say to them, feel free to interrupt me during the session, like say I'm chatting and they have a question about what's come up. I'm like, feel free. It's not a precious thing. And generally by the end of session, people feel, and I'll also check too, like, do you have any questions? Like, and it could be just about what's going on with them physically, or it could be about like, where am I going? Or what do you see, for my future? And sometimes I'll make them answer that question. I'll give them some techniques to teach them how to look forward in their lives.
And you do that wonderfully.
Oh, thanks. Because I like to teach people tools so that they can do it themselves too. Like, part of what I like to see is that people grow and then they move on. Do you know what I mean? That's part of what I want. I want to see people evolve. I want to see people move forward. Yeah, and it's a beautiful, I feel really honored. Every time I work with someone and their team, I feel so honored, first that they, trusted to come to me and work with me. But secondly, just everyone is so beautiful. I think that's the thing we forget when we're walking around the world, busy at our jobs. We forget that everyone's so beautiful. And I think when I'm seeing someone one-on-one in a session, you can't help but go, wow, like you are a spirit incarnated in this physical body. And, a lot of people have a lot of challenges. Earth is not the easiest planet, I suspect, to live on. And, people come through so many challenges. But one thing I see time and time again is no matter what horrible things people have been through or what challenges they've had to go through, and this includes you as well, Amanda, that there's a spirit inside people that just doesn't change and it doesn't break. And it's, no matter what happens, that spirit is always intact. And when we can get in touch with that part of ourselves, that part that is like indestructible, but also, loving and compassionate and kind and connected to the earth, like, then there really is no stopping us. And I do feel quite hopeful for humanity and this planet. I know you can look on the planet or look on the news and see certain things, but when I see people in sessions, I just see what's possible for them and what they can do, their highest potential. And I feel just so honored by seeing people shift. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Well, I know, Elizabeth, you have done some remarkable things for myself. Elizabeth has helped me through, my challenges on moving forward in life, from medical challenges to, and no age range, which I am so grateful. Our spirit doesn't change from the time we're children to the time we're adults. And she's had sessions with myself, all of my children, all three of them, ranging from 6 to 12, and my husband, and, has benefited all of us through all different sorts of life challenges that we faced. And so I'm so honored to be able to have her in our corner and to know her and to have the ability to really, just be so blessed with having her in our lives. And we've known Elizabeth now for just over a year, and we are grateful every day to have this woman on our side. And you guys, you know what? You don't know what you're missing until you have an opportunity to sit with this wonderful lady.
Oh, well, thank you very much, man. That's very, very kind. I feel the same way about you as well. But yeah, I do love working with all ranges of people, so age ranges. So I have 2 young children myself, but I really love working with kids. And when I work with kids, I make the sessions very different. When I work with kids, I make it very accessible to them. And oftentimes I find kids sessions, they're actually shorter and faster and quicker because they change so quickly. Like they don't have a lot of restrictions, belief restrictions, but I do, because I'm very capable of talking with kids on their level. And it's funny, I do get a lot of female clients who will, after they've had a session or 2, they'll have their husband come for a session. And I know sometimes, this type of work does appeal to women in general, but it's always nice to see the husbands come too, because as we shift, everyone around us shifts in our family. So it's kind of nice to have have that happen with the husband as well, or the partner that you may have.
That's awesome. Elizabeth, do you have a testimonial, a story that you could share with us quick, kind of on?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll try. So I do have a testimonial page on my website, and I'll put the information below this video on how to get to my website. I'm trying to think of some. Well, one thing I thought of, and I'll mention it during this this story, is when I'm doing sessions on people, I'm holding the space for them. I'm not doing things per se. I'm having that person. I'm holding the space so that person can shift, and they're using their energy to shift. So when someone has a shift or a healing, I can't really take the credit for it, but I can say I'm so glad I got to hold the space for that person and kind of guide them or nudge them or share information with them. But they and their energy are the one that's shifting it. But that was the precursor to the story. So I had a client come in. Oh, I'd seen this one client, and her daughter had a cyst, and she had the scan, and the cyst was there, and she was quite concerned because it came up on the scan, and you could have 10 people, like I said before, with a cyst, and it could be 10 different reasons why that cyst is there. So we got into, basically I got the information and why that was there, like what was causing that. And I won't go into the details of it, but what we did is I had her tell that energy to leave. That was the information I got that she needed to do, was say to that energy, you leave. I command you to leave. This is my body. This is my space. You are not welcome here. And we asked it if it had any information to give her, and it didn't in this case. Sometimes an illness will have information. Sometimes your leg hurts because you're not supposed to be moving forward. So there's sometimes a reason. There's a reason why there's something going on physically, but in this case, it was a goodbye. And so she said a goodbye, and then she went back for a scan not that long after, and it was gone. And the mom came back and told me about the cyst being gone. Also, she said her daughter really felt that the work we had done was what made her leave. So, and I, I'm very grateful that she is better and good, but again, can't take the credit for it, but I'm very relieved. Like one of the things I just have a passion for is to help people. I want to help people. I want to help this planet be better, because I just see the potential for people on this planet, and I just think, gosh, we can do so much as humans and on this beautiful, beautiful earth we have. So I really get a lot of joy from helping people move forward. So.
And that you do in the most humbling, amazing, incredible way. Like I said, I can't tell you guys enough how Elizabeth has changed our lives and helped move this forward. Even when our kids were having a tough time, I was diagnosed with something really severe, and you can't see it, but sitting in a wheelchair. And so it's a long journey back, learning to walk again and all those kinds of things. And sometimes life gets disheartening. We feel stuck, and you feel like you can't go any further. But when you're standing in a forest staring at the trees in front of you, it's hard to see the clearing and the light at the end of the tunnel. And she is most certainly so humbly able to help you move to that and to see that, and to help you keep your chin up, to know that there is something better coming on the horizon. And I thank you for that. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to share you with all of my people, my team, all of my contacts, and people that I can share your ability and gift with.
Oh, thank you very much, Amanda.
And so how did I get a hold of you, Elizabeth?
So basically, my website, I have elizabethmcquade.com, and all my contact information is on there. I also have several meditations on YouTube if you like to meditate. Those are meditations that I just get downloaded, and they're kind of beautifully intricate guided meditations. And sessions are typically 1 hour, give or take. and I make a recording while we're doing the session, because a lot of information can come up for people. So sometimes they like to reflect on it, or some clients even like to take notes after the session. But yeah, most sessions, and one thing too, most sessions, even though someone might be coming in with something quite, heavy or stressful, oftentimes the sessions are really quite lighthearted and funny. I find people's energetic teams have a good sense of humor.
Yes.
And usually by the end of it, people are, have had a couple laughs during the session and feeling a lot lighter. So, well, thank you very much, Amanda, for, taking the time to ask me some questions and, do this video interview. I look forward to meeting any of you that are seeing this video, and feel free to call or email if you have any questions, and we can set up a session.
That's awesome. Well, Elizabeth, the pleasure is all mine. You guys, call this lady. She is incredible. And you want to have her on your team just like we do. And I am grateful every day that I know her. And so please go look at her website below and check it out and find her. She's beautiful.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.